Good evening, good evening, good evening.
How's it
It ain't
going?
even evening. Why I do that every time? Because I'm so used to nighttime shows. Good
Right.
afternoon, people. Good afternoon. It's just 12:03. Good afternoon. How you doing, Robert?
Hey, we're doing well. We are close to evening, so you're not too far off. You're just
I
early.
Yeah, I guess I'm waiting to relax this evening because Saturdays are mostly good days for me to have a day off Saturday
Right.
after this show because it's only an hour long, sometimes an hour and a half. But I usually rest on Saturdays, Sundays. I have meetings on Sundays. So
Hmm.
Monday and Tuesday are my better days, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Monday is the Rabble, correct?
No, the Rabble is on
Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
You know what I'm thinking about? The other show. What's the name of the Monday show? I can't. It's right in front of me.
Uh, uh,
We both
Keisha
messed up.
Gibson Carter on Monday.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And
And Nikisha.
yeah, Candy Lakeisha on Monday. And
Hmm.
Tuesday you got Alicia and Ferrante. And on Wednesday you got
Rabble.
Jamar Torre with Run Tell That and then the Rabble.
Hmm.
And on Thursdays we got Jay Jones coming up after a while whenever we get his stuff situated. On Fridays we got Ink, and oh no, we got Financial Sins at 1. 6 o'clock we got Ink, with Incarceration Incorporation, and 9 o'clock we got uh, Eric Scott Hour, and on Saturday we got the Watchdogs right here every Saturday at 12 with R.G. Bryan and Julius Hall, and on Saturday at 6 p.m. we got Pastor Leonard Smalls. So uh, his show is Tell It Like It Is,
Hmm.
and he tells it like it is. And on Sundays we're gonna have a few other shows coming up
Okay.
in between all those shows. But on Sunday you also have Voices in the Struggle with
Right.
Anthony Mason and Reggie Hassan. So um, we got a lineup. We lost a couple of shows because of school and other things, but two shows. But we're there, and we got 7 new shows starting up after a while. And I'm hoping to have Pastor Valerie Grimes and her show coming up after a while. So we'll be working that out. I know she want to kill me because I I was supposed to call her last week, and we
Hmm.
keep missing each other. So I'll call you soon, Pastor. But we got some great shows coming up. We got Black Men Rock. That's going to be an awesome
Okay.
show. Black Men Rock is going to feature black men that are doing positive things in the community, and it's only black men because we get such a negative uh, uh, connotation that they give in the news is negative for the black male. So Myra Foster is coming in from Charlotte. She'll be doing that show from Charlotte and Savannah. So that'll be a great show. We got Black Men Rock. It's going to be an
Yeah.
awesome show.
I like
Uh,
that. The title.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We got some great stuff coming up. So we'll talk about all those later though. So let's get into our subject.
All right. So for our viewers, you know, every year almost we face a campaign of some sort. We go to the polls, we vote for our candidate of choice. But prior to all of that, there's a campaign that's going on. And how do we, especially our community, interact with that campaign? One, how do we support candidates? And do we truly support candidates that have a strong vision? Or do we support candidates because we know the cousin or we grew up with them or whatever affiliation we have with them? The other part of that is how is it that our community wants change or wants a strong candidate, but we have a hard time making that financial contribution? And so, dial in today if you want to contribute to the conversation. But that's pretty much what we'll be talking about. Is how do we support candidates, especially candidates that are coming from our community, um, both in how we show up at the polls and financially as we lead up to the polls. So, what are your thoughts, Mr. Hall?
Well, that's tough. In about 30 minutes, I'll be giving a word to everybody. So that's a part of it was ironic that you came up with this topic and then I
I'm
had this. You good?
I'm about to grab a box, but keep going.
Oh, yeah, it's ironic that you came up with this topic, and then I had this uh, morning wake up with this inspiration, and I say it was godly inspired because it was a word given to me, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So the word that was given to me, I'll give in about 30 minutes. Um, but my thought on this is that you support people who you have vetted, who you really think is going to be for the people and not themselves. My thing is, we've been fooled before, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
We've been fooled before. And it's people that told us they were going to do one thing and ended up doing another thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jackson John said, what's in the best interest of the community? That can, if it's not that can be my brother or cousin, I will not vote for them. Yeah, and that's true. It don't matter who the person is, as long as it's in the best interest of the community. You have to have the interest of the community at hand. If you don't, then there's no sense in you even running because you're going there to serve yourself. Now, if
Right,
somebody wants
right.
somebody who's going to be self-serving, a self-serving to themselves, then that's who you vote for. But if you're talking about um, somebody who has the people's agenda,
Mm-hmm.
the people's issues, that's who you vote for. Because we tired of those people who have gotten in office and just went the other way and fooled us. You know,
Or
so
sell out to the special interests.
yeah, and that happens all the time. All the special interest. A short story. My wife, after she won, they kept everybody kept calling them all these Republican undercover Republican um, consultants,
Mm-hmm.
wanting her to meet with these people, wanting her to meet with these people, wanting her to have lunch with these people. And one guy called and he called. He said, "Dr. Hall, we'd like to talk. We'd like to have lunch with you, and I'd like to introduce you to a couple of the contractors." And my wife said, "Well, I'll look into that and see whether I'm available." And he said, "Well, I think it'll be good for you to meet with these people, so you'll know who they are when it's time to vote on whether they get anything or not get any contract." She said, "Well,
The
I might not
contract.
be." She said, "Well, I don't mind meeting with anybody, but I might not be hungry that day." And she was being honest.
Yeah.
She, she was being totally honest. She might not be hungry that day to meet with them. She don't want lunch just to have lunch so that you can try to persuade her to do something that is out of character for her.
Right.
So
Because they wanted that contract. It was obvious.
exactly, they
Mm-hmm.
want contracts coming down the line.
Yeah.
They want them to say, okay, well, those are my friends. But and well, one thing about my wife, she's gonna do what's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And she's honest. It's all about those kids.
Right.
And she didn't take that meeting. She never did go to
Mm-hmm.
that meeting with them. I mean, now she'll talk to people and everything and with other board members because she don't want nobody to come up saying that uh, they had a meeting with her and she's friends with them and now she's voting for them. She's gonna do what's right for those 38,000 students, and
That's
that's
right.
just the way it is with her.
And honestly, now that this popped in my mind, when you make decisions to go to that dinner or that lunch or make that unethical decision, it impacts students or impacts the people in the community. And so it's always important to think about, okay, down the line, how will this particular meeting or interaction help or hinder the population that you're serving?
Right. And the thing is, that is very true. Because see, those people that you take lunch with, they're paying for lunch
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to donate to your campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means, they need a favor later on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not very good for you to turn them down if they are contributing to your campaign, um, because they won't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So and they'll back somebody else. But that's how the game is played. But
Right.
when you're a politician, then it's you there to serve yourself. But when you're a public servant,
Mm-hmm.
you're there to serve the people. And you have to know the difference. It's ironic that you brought this up, and because the campaign flyer that's going around with the fundraiser for Chester Ellis, that was the other day, Friday.
Right.
That was yesterday, right? When it was?
Yeah, I know exactly what cancel the
Yeah,
debt or clear the debt.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And and I understand that you can that these people are going to give you money because nobody else is going to give you money. I understand that, but also that these people need to understand that you can give me anything that you want to within the law,
Right.
but I don't owe you anything. You will be judged. Your contract, your
RFP.
proposal, RFP will come up just like everybody else's. If it's close in there, where real close, where you can say, okay, well, you can give it to them, them, and it's a history, then fine. But if you're giving somebody something that they don't deserve, then no, that's unfair to everybody else.
Right.
You
And
know,
honestly, that stuff can be audited
yeah.
in the long
Well,
run.
and it needs to be. You know, I'm running for mayor in Port Wentworth. I'm not taking any meetings with these people without somebody else present. They're not going to jam me up because that's what they usually do to black politicians. They try to jam them up, especially if they want them out the way. They try to come in and offer them a bribe. You're not
Right.
offering me no bribe. I'm not for sale. You know, not for sale. I'm gonna use Keisha Gibson Carter's
That slogan.
motto. I'm not for sale. That's over with. You can go get somebody else. It ain't the job. It don't even pay enough for me to be for sale. It's for building up where I am, building this community where I am. You know, Jackson John said individuals made promises to the people, but special interests get all the benefits. You are absolutely right, Mr. Jackson. Absolutely right. The companies and the corporations, special interests, they get all the benefits, and we lost Robert. He'll be back, and they get all the benefits, and we get left with promises, broken promises, and that's part of the problem. When you got a broke, people give you uh, their word that they're going to be for you, but then when they get in office, they're doing something totally different. That you can't see where they're even advocating at all for you. Period. That's a problem. It's a real big problem, and that needs to be addressed on how we vote for people. In a minute, in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna give y'all my uh, dissertation and my breakdown on what was given to me. It was inspired. It wasn't nothing that I just uh, wanted to come up with. It's something um, that was ingrained in me, that was given to me that 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up with it on my mind. I guess I might have been having a dream about it or something. But then the next day, Robert called me with the same exact thing about he think that we should do a show on how do we support political candidates should we support our friends or should we support those candidates with a vision for the people to advance? So that is where we are with this uh, dialogue today. This discussion is for anybody who wants to see it, anybody who wants to be a part of it. I'm waiting on Robert to come back in so he can have his uh, say in all of it. I don't want to hog it up because I got something that I'm gonna be giving you in a few minutes. So in a few minutes, um, y'all will see mine. He was having computer problems earlier, and now so he had to get on his phone. And we want to thank everybody who's tuning in. Uh, uh, Pastor Grimes, Jackson John, we thank y'all for your comments. Um, I can go into my little word in a few minutes, but I was trying to make sure that Robert was here so he could hear it because we're going to have a discussion on this and all other things afterward. You know, um, but uh, I support people who are for the people. If you are for the people, then I am for you. If you're not for the people, then I can't be for you. That's just how it is. You know, we only have so long on this earth, and we got to make a difference in every area that we can. You know, promises were made in the last election in 2019, and they're not being kept. Those people must be held accountable. We will try to do our best to hold those people accountable. Um, it's just part of what the process is. Sometimes you get people that are honest and will stand true to the commitments that and promises that they made, and then you have people that will take the money and run. Sometimes they take the money and run. Um, and we got to have there should be an issue with that. There should be a real issue with people taking the money and run. I had one candidate used to call me every single day, every night, calling me every night so we can talk about his campaign and what we're going to do next and what help I could give him. And then all of a sudden, he got in office, got elected, and then turned his back on the things that he and I discussed every day for 6, 7 months. We discussed this for 6 or 7 months every day. I took my people out there and worked for him for free. I paid them. He never paid a dime to my company. I took my people out there and worked for free. And so and then to come on and then say you now you're elected and now you're not going to do what you promised, but you're going to start giving out Happy Meals in the community, and you're going to put dumpsters out instead of saying, okay, I'm going to be my own man. Nobody else is going to have my thought. Whatever the people want, that's what I'm going to do. Your job is not to protect something that is not protectable. You say, and I guess y'all will figure out who this person is because they say that their job was to protect the mayor first and then the charter second. That's the farthest thing from the truth. I don't even know what I know who told him that. An ex-mayor told him that. An ex-mayor or two told him that stupid doo-doo. But and I got to start using better language. But we that's why I use doo-doo. But we got to get those politicians and have it on the record for them, and make them sign pledges that they're going to do what's right for the people. Pastor Graham said, "We the people must begin to present our agenda." Alderwoman Keisha Gibson Carter is asking for our input. That's correct, and we got to put forth an agenda, put it in, and make them understand on City Council in Savannah that these things must go on the agenda. Whether you voted up or down, still put it on the agenda. You can't block somebody who's been elected by the people, especially people, elected officials who were elected countywide and then block them out. You can't do that. Robert, I don't know where you at, but I'm gonna go ahead on and do um, what I'm supposed to be doing, and we're gonna get that done right now. We I had a message. I was woke. I was awake at 4 o'clock in the morning. Something just woke me up. The spirit woke me up, and the spirit just told me that I needed to write this down. And it was just thoughts that was going. It wasn't nothing that I just woke up in the middle of the night and thought of. It's something that was weighing heavy on me. And then the next day, for Robert to call me and to tell me, hey, let's do one on supporting political candidates with a vision, or supporting political candidates that are our friends or that are black. And we're not supporting you just because you're black. We're not supporting you just because you're our friend. You have to have a vision for the people from now on. So I have a word that I'm going to give today. It ain't a long word; it's a short word. And like I say, today's show is uh, how do we support political candidates that are either our friends, or that are popular, or that are our color. And that's not what we're doing anymore. We're not supporting people on those bases anymore. You have to have a vision, whether you're black or white, for the community. And that's what it's all about. You back, Robert?
I am back. I had to go find the correct charger for the phone.
That
One of
happens
those
all the
days.
time. I tore the house up one day looking for one, and it was in my car. And I don't know how I got in my car, but it was in my car. But I was just telling the people how this transpired to get this show again, and this topic rather, and
Hmm.
how we could support people financially, or with our labor through volunteering on their
Hmm.
campaigns, and making them commit and to their and to stand true to their promises. Because a person is only as good as the promises they make. They
Right.
keep. Well, the promises they keep.
Hmm.
You
So
know,
the accountability part of it all.
this is yeah. You got to have accountability,
Hmm. Hmm.
accessibility, accountability, and transparency. If you don't have those things, then um, um, there's a problem, and you're trying to hide something. That means you're a politician that's self-serving. But I was saying, I don't know whether you were listening. I'm going to tell the people my word, and then because it ties right into what the topic that you came up with for today.
Hmm.
And the topic, see if we got one more. Ivan B. Cohen, we're going to read Ivan's on before I go into this.
Okay.
More of the prelude to Julius Hall's equivalent of the Sermon on the Mount. Get what candidates say they'll do in writing. While it was good for Julius to pay those campaign workers, he should have been reimbursed by the candidate's war chest. Translation: those who had deep pockets to finance the candidate, get some of that big money. You're right, Ivan. I need to get some. I should have gotten some of that big money, because now he's getting that big money, and um, we are left with a person who isn't serving the people. But clear my throat. And Robert, if you don't mind, I'm gonna give
Oh
my
yeah.
word.
Okay.
It's not too long.
No.
Um, it's just what was given to me, and it's to the first is to the community, then it's to the activists, and then it's to the pastors. I got a longer one for the pastors,
Okay.
but I want to give the people in the community a word because you elected people to go fight for you. If a person is fighting for you, you can no longer sit on the sidelines and look on. You have to jump in the fight also. Because if that person has to fight for you, that means that the fight was too big for you. So get into the fight with them. Don't leave them out there hanging. You got 4 women down there on council that just hanging because they don't rush City Hall and just protest all day that to make the council do what they're supposed to do to put things on the agenda for all the people. If that person is fighting for you, get in there and give them a hand. Lend your support to that person. They're fighting for your will, your interests, your issues, So give them a hand. Call them, write them, email them. Do whatever you have to do to show them that you are behind them so they can keep that fight up. These women are tired after they get through fighting and doing the things. But that's why you elected them. That's why you elected them to do the very thing that they're doing. But you have to go out there and help them. Don't hold your tongue or hide your face or your feelings. Show it. Don't be scared. Nobody's coming to kill you. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you need. Tell them that you'll be there in the fight with them. They're fighting for your right. Jump in the fight. It's for your best interest. That's my word to the community. Come
Mm-hmm.
out and help.
Well, and before
Support.
you move on, Julius, how does that look? Some people may ask, "Well, I want to help, but how do I?"
You help by calling these people who are fighting for you on your behalf, emailing them, calling them, leaving them a text message saying we got your back, volunteering to come and be a body somewhere where there's a protest where they want an issue brought to the forefront where they're being blocked on. So those are just ways to do it. Writing a letter to the editor, I don't know. Just showing up to press conferences if
Mm-hmm.
you believe in what they're doing and you know that they're having a press conference. Show up, you know. My second word is to the activists. We have a lot of people that call themselves activists in this community. And if you're an activist, um, you have certain obligations. If you're an activist in this community, or any community really, you have an obligation to the community to lift that community up, or to do everything in your power to lift that community up. Not to empower and enrich yourself, but to empower and enrich that community. Leaders of organizations and elected officials. The people put you there. If they wake up, they can remove you. So you have to remember that. If they wake up, and they will wake up, it will come a day when the foot is on their neck so bad that they will wake up because the pressure, they can't breathe. They got to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be able to say, I have an obligation to the people. Lend that person your help. Lend that community your help. You out there advocating for them, and they should be with you. Then it ties in the community and the activists. It all ties in. So, when the people wake up, they're gonna remove you. So if you don't want to be removed, fight for the people. Don't go down in history as a sellout to the people. Go down in history as a person that died trying to do what was right for the community. There's a record being kept of all our acts and all of our deeds. So watch it. You'll be judged by the seeds that you plant. Um, like I said, you were put there to fight. You were put there to fight, not to vote. To fight, not to vote. You can vote after the fight, but people need to know that there was a fight, that you are fighting for their best interests, because certain neighborhoods are underserved
Mm-hmm.
and they're not getting anything. So we need to make sure that our activists know what their obligation is. We need to make sure that the community knows what their obligation is. These people are fighting on your behalf. They
Mm-hmm.
deserve, since you put them there, You can't just send them there and see that something wrong is happening and you're not there to help them. So, do you have anything on that one, or should I go on to the pastor?
Well, what popped in my head was this idea of being elected and then voting on legislation without consulting your constituents. And so I wonder why more politicians or public leaders don't consult the constituents before making a vote on a major issue.
And that's a problem. And you got it. There's no way that you can vote with this mayor and a vote 100% with a person all the time, and everybody else that's supposed to be in the same party with you have a problem with what you're doing. There's no way. You're not going and getting the people, and you're going to two or three people, and then they're telling you that's what they want. No, go to the community.
Hmm.
You got to go to the whole community. You know, and once you get word from the community, then you can weigh in and say, okay, well, this is what I do. Even if you don't agree with it, at
Right.
least tell the community that you don't agree with it and you want to do something else.
And
But my
that's
final,
no,
go
and
ahead.
that's why I love our for alderwoman. They go to the community, they talk about the issue, they advocate for the issue. They don't
Yeah,
take their self interest for it and just ignore their community.
that's
That's
correct.
rare.
They don't think that they know it all. We got
Hmm.
some people down there that think that they know it all. They're letting the city manager think that he knows it all. City manager don't know it all. You are the city manager's boss. So go back and tell the city manager what you want. Then he can put it in place, and then he can bring it to the whole council for a vote. But
Hmm.
when you let people run you because of money, then that becomes a problem. My
Hmm.
word to the pastors, God is talking to you. It's evident. The condition that the world is in, the condition with the pandemic, COVID-19, the way that people are dying, the way that people are doing things to in this country with no regard for us, no regard whatsoever with the voting laws, with shooting people and not
Killing
caring.
them.
People, God is talking to you, pastors. You just don't
Mm.
see it, and you're failing to listen. You can't hear him because you're too busy listening to yourself or following foolishness. You're not in the positions to be fans. You're not pastors to be fans. You are in a position to stand for the people and with the people. You have to be leaders, leaders. You can't just be a fan running after celebrities. You're too busy trying to live for today and self gratification for yourself. And you should be willing to die for what is right for the people. As a pastor, you are supposed to be servants, not slaves. Right now, our pastors are almost like slaves. They're lockstep in everything that is not for the people. And I don't understand it. They won't stand up. They act like they have no backbone. It's killing me. You have to become, have all become slaves to money, to status, to power, to access, and to celebrities.
Mm.
God, God had a word for you today that He gave me. I'm telling you, it might not be coming as fluent as a pastor would give it to you, but this is what was given to me. And I don't want to use this platform as no pulpit for me to preach. I'm not preaching. I'm just telling you what was inspired on me. And I'll be finished shortly.
All
How
right.
the pastor always say, I'll be finished in a
You give
minute.
me one more minute.
If you are truly called, Pastor, if you are truly called, God told me to tell you, you should be leading his people for their uplifting, not yours. If you are
Hmm.
truly called, you should be willing to die as a warrior on the field for the people, not fans willing to clap for something that is morally or spiritually wrong. God God took you from the hood to the pulpit.
Mm.
He didn't. He took you from the hood to the pulpit. He didn't mean for you to be comfortable at all. It's not for you to be comfortable. God told me to tell you that if you are comfortable, you are failing. So, because you
Mm.
got a lot of pastors that are comfortable right now. They're so
Right.
comfortable that they won't speak out. All they're worrying about is the collection plate. And I
Right.
know I'm going to touch some nerves, but these pastors are not standing up like Pastor Gordon over there at Solomon Temple. They're not
Not
standing
the
up
old
like Pastor
school.
Small over there at Litway. They're not
You say you're
standing
not the
up.
old school type, huh?
Yeah, yeah. There's new type of pastor. The old one's still getting their money, but ain't no way
Mm-hmm.
that there's 900 churches here in Chatham County and only two pastors standing up for the
Mm.
African people. What kind of mess is that? You can't worry about being a friend to the mayor. You can't worry about being a friend and not wanting to ruffle any feathers. That's what God put you in the pulpit for, to ruffle some
Right.
feathers, to get the people. You know, like I said, God told me to deliver a word to the pastor. He told me to tell you that if you're comfortable, you are failing. He told me to tell you you're not fighting for those, you're not here to fight for those that have the most. You're supposed to be fighting for those that have the least.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not doing that, he has a special place for you.
Oh Lord.
He has a special place for you. He told me to tell you that uh, he's a God of many chances,
Yeah.
but he's not a God that can be fooled. He sees what you're doing. You're not advocating for the people, you're advocating for yourself. Your congregation should be in the streets every day demanding something. We got cruel voting laws. How many pastors you seen come out talking about the cruel voting laws?
You know.
SB 202,
Mm-hmm.
Senate Bill 202. How many? You have not seen these pastors do anything that besides come together for a photo op in front of the Board of Education one day to not go back to school. Pastors, that's not your only obligation. Your obligation is
Well,
every day, not some days, every day. Or get out of the pulpit. Get out of
you
the
were.
pulpit. That's all it is. You got to get out of that pulpit. Um, and finally, um, what I was inspired to say is that God told me to tell you to stop calling his name. Stop calling his name while you're worshiping someone or something else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're doing. They're worshiping celebrities. They're worshiping money. They're worshiping objects instead of understanding that the people and their obligation is to the people of God. You know, and I know people are gonna say, "Hey, who are you to preach to us?" You know, but listen, the
No,
word can come from anywhere.
that's right. And we
Uh,
gotta be reminded. It's nothing. You know.
that's right. Stop being
Sometimes you gotta
afraid
be
to
reminded.
challenge ungodly things. Stop being afraid to challenge ungodly and immoral things that are not right for the community. The churches that you're leading today is your church. It's not God's church. Because if it was God's church, you'd be in the street. You know, like they say, uh, at the end, the doors of the church are open. Well, the doors
That's
of the
right.
church are open, pastors. The doors of the church are open. Walk out the door and go into the streets. Stop waiting for people to come into the pulpit to you. Go to the people. That's where your job is. That's your obligation. Because you know God ain't gonna be fooled, but you when you try to do it when you 80 years old, when you not wanting to do it when you 45 or 60, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
and it just has to be. You know, you these pastors have to stand up for the people. They have a large obligation. They have more people under their control or under their guidance and leadership. Let's say it that word instead of
Yeah.
control. That they need to do what's right for the people. For the people, come out of those pulpits. You went from the hood to the pulpit, now go from the pulpit back to the streets and save some people, help some people, do what's necessary. Do what your obligation requires you to do. You know,
Hmm.
it's not
You know,
about.
you reminded me a lot of while you were talking of Warnock and how he models exactly what you're talking about. You know, he went to protest. What was it?
At the
I want
Capitol.
to say voting rights or something before being elected. Even before
Right.
he thought about Senate, he was out on the front lines, sometimes by himself. And so, you know, that's a powerful thing to do as a pastor and sometimes to stand alone, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is. And the thing about that is, it's not about who you impress.
Right.
It's about who you impact. That's what it's about. It's about the impact. It's not about your impression that you trying to impress somebody. It's about the impact. You have to impact things. The truth does not mind being questioned, but a lie hates to be challenged. And it's proof
That's a
in the
powerful.
pudding.
Yeah.
It's proof. The truth does not mind being questioned, but a lie hates to be challenged. So, pastors, just like life, pastoring is a privilege. You have to stop treating it like an option. It's not an option. You have an obligation as a pastor. So this is my challenge. I'm finished. To to all the leaders, elected officials, and pastors. If you want to do what's right, if you want to be righteous and have and you want to question, because it's come to my attention, a lot of pastors are questioning the decorum and the tactfulness of these four women who are down there fighting. Hell, a fight is nasty. A fight is dirty. You know, nobody got time to look pretty and be all nice and when they fighting. We're trying to get a point across. Nobody's going to listen to you if you're nice because they're going to say, oh, he's not fighting. Power concedes nothing without a struggle. Nothing. It's not going to concede anything to you without the struggle. And that struggle is the fight. My thing is call these all the women, text them, email them,
Hmm.
write them. If you have a problem with them, call them and ask them because there's a lot of people complaining and not asking what the problem is. They
Hmm.
thinking that since these women are raising hell and awareness at the same time, that there's a problem with these women. These women ain't
Hmm.
going down there. They're not there. They don't want to do that. They have to do it. So call them. Bring them into your church. Sit
Right.
them down in your office
Attend
and
the meetings.
ask them a question.
Yeah, attend the meetings. Most of them now are virtual,
Yeah,
especially city council.
exactly. Have a virtual meeting with them.
Hmm.
And find out, sister, what is the problem? Can we help you? How can we help you? Why are you down there causing all those headaches for the mayor? And then they'll tell you why they're down there.
Right.
Because obviously you're not listening, pastors. Obviously you're not hearing their cry. Obviously you don't see that they're fighting for the people what you're supposed to be doing, and they're not pastors. So you have to get out and ask these women, what can you do to help them? Not
That's right.
talk about them behind their back. Asking, oh Lord, did y'all see them? Yeah, yeah, we saw them. They're fighting. That's what they do. They're fighting. That's why they were elected, to fight.
Yep.
And those are the people that we have to elect. Those type of people who are set to change the game, because it is a game.
Yep.
It is a game. It's a game that they have invented and they play it well and they lock us out. Here's people knocking on the door, and the people who are holding them back from entering are just look just like them. And
You
that's
know,
a problem. That's a bigger
and
problem than the people not looking like you holding you out. So my thing is, call these people. If they can't convince you that what they're doing is right, then you need to give up pastoring. If they
and the
can't
thing
convince you what
is,
they're doing, yeah,
and the thing is, they are actually pushing back against the status quo. the normal, or what was the normal.
Yeah, yeah, they are. They are. And the thing is, we've been conditioned to think for so long that what these people are doing is right. That
Hmm.
if something come against the norm, we think that the people who bringing that issue up is wrong instead of
Hmm.
questioning what is wrong with the system that's been in place for 50 years. The system
Hmm.
has left people behind. That is what's wrong. Now we want to bring people up and put them everybody on the same playing field. And that's
Right.
crazy.
Give the people the power back instead of City Hall, basically.
Jackson John said, if you're going to run, put your heart in it and your money also, the community, also in the community and what they need.
That's right.
Terrell Dickinson say, Jack Jellyback preachers. That's what we got. A whole bunch of them.
I
800
ain't never heard
preachers
that.
in this city. 800 preachers in this county. It's 900 churches.
What do you call them? Jellyback preachers.
Jellyback. Yeah, they
Okay.
wobble. Yeah. And
Okay.
the day is over for celebrity Christian leaders. That is absolutely correct, Pastor Grimes. Jackson John says to the pastors, one way, be like Christ. Ivan Cohen, two churches standing up that tells me that the other 898 make up the corporation known as Hallelujah Corporation.
You know
Pastor
what?
is, pastor is the CEO, the deacons and the deaconess are on the board of directors. And that's true. Church should be outside the four walls. That is absolutely correct, Pastor Grimes. I saw you out there outside those four walls. That's where you be at. I agree with you, Brother Hall. We need our pastors to lead, step out on faith. The victory is ours, but we have to fight the battle. That is correct, Brother Sampson. The battle is a battle that we all must fight together. You're right. I lie. You can't remember the truth. Will always come back. That's correct. Some people call themselves self pastors, but not hypocrites. Yeah, some
Hmm.
people do call themselves pastors, but they're all hypocrites. Well, not all of them. Some of them
Well,
are. Hey, John McMasters, Bernard Brown, Charlie Sampson, Valerie Ivan. Thank y'all for joining. But brother, that was just my. It was weighing heavy on me after and then you called and said let's talk about it. I just thought it was divine inspiration that you know I could give it better by just talking to the pastors and giving my word to them. But I was trying to go off of my notes what I had. But
right.
uh, it's all about the people, and your topic today is all about the people. You're absolutely correct. We need to support those candidates with a vision, and we need to support them financially. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's $25 per person. We need to support them financially. Every candidate that I can give to, if I got it, I'm giving. We understand if you don't have it, but if you go into the Dairy Queen today or the Burger King, you can miss a meal and eat some leftovers. If you go into the club tonight, you can miss the club and a couple of drinks and drink at the house and send that
Right.
$25 to that candidate, especially one that you see that's fighting for you.
That's right.
Um,
And we've
uh,
got to we've got to do a much better job at that as a community. It. I don't think people realize when you jump into a campaign, whether it be local or whatever, you're looking at least a $50,000 price tag.
mm, yeah.
And $1,000 is not growing on a tree anywhere.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. And if you don't have a bunch of people who are willing to donate to you, I got a thousand friends, so I'm expecting to get. Uh, I'm hoping I can get $100 from each one in my run. So um, we'll see. We'll see. You got to have friends. If you don't
Yeah.
have friends, because it's going to take one or two things. It's going to take a whole lot of popularity and you knocking on doors and knowing people, um, or it's going to take a whole lot of money to get those things done.
A
So
whole lot of phone calls.
a whole lot of phone calls. And I remember when Shalana Cook Jones was running, she would always be on the phone all day long making phone calls. And she'd rush out of the office 5:30, 6 o'clock in the afternoon to go attend a meeting. She
Mm.
was working. You got
Yeah.
to work those phones. You got to work those phones, and you got to work. If you got a lot of people that you got to call in a bunch of favors,
Yep.
that you got, you know. So I appreciate that, Brother Brown. Brother Brown said he got me. So I know that's at least $100 I got from one of my
No,
friends.
no. Go ahead and sign them up for 500. $100 for 5 months. Recurring gift.
$100 for 5 months.
That's not bad.
I don't know. I can't ask too much in these these
The
hard
COVID
times
time.
and these economic conditions that we have, but um, we'll see.
Mhm.
Joanne said, "Juice, you're running for an office?"
Uh,
Yes, I am. I am running for office. Let me show you which office I'm running for, Joanne. See if I
do
can
you have the
put it up.
flyer? Post that flyer up there. There you go.
There you go, Joanne. You can the Facebook page and the website, all those things will be up uh, by Monday. Hopefully, it'll be up this afternoon, but we'll have them up by Monday, and we'll go from there. But
And you look, and you don't have to be from that city to contribute to your campaign.
that's correct. You can be from anywhere in the country,
That's right.
to contribute to my campaign. Anywhere in the country, it'll be down there after a while. John McMaster said, any support for weeping time
Oh wow.
preservation coming from Butler, what is it,
Butler.
Presbyterian,
Oh, Butler Press. Yeah.
Asbury, First Presbyterian, these progressive congregations. Well, you show we need to get them out, Asbury and First Presbyterian, to help these. Uh,
Yeah.
Joanne saying for mayor, does that say? For
Correct.
mayor, does that say? Yeah, that's mayor. Mayor Pope Wentworth. So that's what I'm running for. I'm running for Mayor Pope Wentworth. The election is November 2nd. Any help that you all can give me would be greatly appreciated. I need volunteers to knock on doors, make phone calls, and if you can't do that, uh, in lieu of your volunteerism, you can send a cash donation. So all those things will be coming out shortly on where to send it, and
Look,
we'll be putting it up on. So just look for it.
you got
Uh,
yard signs, publications, graphic staff. All of
yeah,
that stuff has to be paid for.
and I ain't just talking about for my campaign. I'm talking about for anybody that you see that
Right.
you want to support. Anybody that you want to support, you can get behind them by volunteering on their campaign because your service to their campaign is more valuable than your money. Because
That's
you
right.
go knock on the door is more valuable than sending out a postcard. And
Hmm.
if you can't, then the money then um, is valuable. I haven't say why, because there are not enough businesses to lay into. There's no counterpart of the Chamber of Commerce to lay into. As things stand now, it's a challenge to tell the difference between the compromise and the sellout.
Whoa.
And I guess that's my good brother. Bernard just donated $100 to the campaign, so Johnny
All
Kicklock
right.
is calling me, so he's donating $100 to the campaign too. I assume because he calling me instead of watching my show, he's calling me right now, right, Johnny? I can hear you. I'm live on the air. Go ahead, don't let me interrupt you, man. No, Bernard just donated $100 and he challenging the whole class of Tompkins High class of 1981
Okay.
to match his $100 donation to my campaign. I done matched it. I'm $100. Okay, that's my classmates. My
Well, look.
classmates. I'll call you as soon
Hey,
as the show is over with. All right,
tell them to make it recurring.
man. It's hard to get people to donate. I'm
I know
going
that's right.
the ones that that do a recurring payment. That's just gravy. So if they can make a recurring, that'd be great. Let's read some of these comments.
Okay.
I agree, John. They need to let
The land alone.
that, that land alone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thank you, Joanne. She says congratulations. You accepting cryptocurrency? Hey, if it can be cashed, I'm accepting it, John. I have to disagree. A handwritten postcard make a huge difference. It does. It does make a difference. But I need that service knocking on that door also,
The
Joanne.
canvassing.
That's right. You help so many people in Savannah, so now help you. Yes, sir. That I appreciate that. Yeah, Kick just gave $100, and Bernard, you just gave a promised 100. I got $200 already.
All
So
right.
I got friends. I got about 1,000 of them. So if I could get $100 from each one of them, I'll have the money to send that handwritten campaign postcard out that
Mm-hmm.
Joanne wants me to send out. See you at 7 o'clock, Bernard. Okay. John, thank you for
Oh
that
wow,
hundred.
that's $300.
That's $300. I appreciate you, John. Um, and like I said, people, I'm going to City Hall. The City Hall job does not pay any money. I'm not. It's not about money. It's about building a better Fort Wentworth.
Right,
It's
right.
about getting those things in place to make Fort Wentworth a more friendlier city. This city is not a friendly city. The police are on the highway all day long, giving out tickets like they're giving out candy at Halloween, and that's going to stop when I'm mayor. Um, I don't mind enforcing the traffic laws, but you're not going to have a quota system here to punish the people coming into the city. We cannot make this a friendly city if we're going to punish the people. You're charging them 700 to $1,000 fine when they could have been spending that money in the city. And we need to come up with other streams of revenue instead of ticketing our way
Mm-hmm.
into being solvent. That's not going to happen on my watch. So, yes, I'm running. But anything else, I don't even want to take over the show, Robert.
No man.
You know,
Look,
I'm hoping
I
I'm one
think
of them candidates that you were talking about.
man, look at no, I love it. Look, I was like, I hope we can carry a whole hour. So I think everything you talked about was relevant because it takes a lot to kind of one to take the courage to run, but then to functionally make that thing operate, that costs money. And so having people support you through volunteering, money, whatever, and a lot of times these pastors, going back to what you were saying, need to get out there and get their congregations registered to vote, to the polls, have the candidates come in. That's what the church used to do. I don't know if we still see that a lot now, but you know, it's a lot that goes into an election where the church can play a role, community organizations can play a role. There's a piece of this for everyone.
That's right. And Joanne says, Pope Wentworth is not a friendly city. It is not. You cannot. I got friends that we invite to parties don't want to come out here, period,
Mm,
because all they do is stop you on the highway. That stops. That stops in January 1st, November 3rd, between November 3rd and January 1st. It
mm,
stops. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen in this city, period. This city will be known as a city because look at it. The beach is thriving. Pool is thriving, Savannah's thriving, and we sit right in the middle of Effingham is thriving to the west, and we
Richmond
sit in the
Hill.
middle of all this.
Hmm.
And there's nothing for somebody to come to Port Wentworth for. So we're going to make this a friendly city. I got all kind of plans. I don't have a 3 point plan. I got a 15-point plan. I don't want to give you 3 points. I'm going to give you all of it. People are saying, there's new ways to do politics these days, and people want to hear that you have something on there for them in your
Right.
plan. And in my platform, I have 15 things, and we're going to try to address all 15 of those things because it's something for everybody. And number one is making this city a friendlier city.
That's good stuff.
What is Port Wentworth known for? Uh, Giving out tickets. Oh, Joanne said it. That's exactly what they're known for. I have people calling me all day long. You're so correct. Their policemen do nothing else but ticket. That's it. All day long. And we're going to stop that, Joanne. I promise you that. That's not a campaign promise. That's a promise. It will stop.
That's personal.
And this city will be a friendlier city. I don't mind if you're going to stop somebody, your first stop for that person will be a warning. It's not going to be you stopping a person, giving them a ticket, and putting a bigger burden on them, especially in these hard economic times. They don't have time. Then they don't show up for court. They don't show up for court. Now you have to issue them a warrant because they didn't show up for court because they didn't have the money
Right.
to pay the fine. So because you put that bigger burden on them.
And then
Now,
more court fees.
yeah, more court fees.
Yeah.
Now it becomes a problem. And they don't want to come back through Port Wentworth, period, ever again because you're making it an unfriendly city. But that's just one of the issues. Like I said, I have 15 of them. I'm not giving them all out now. They're right here in front of me. But I don't have time to go over all of them. That's another time when you call me on the show to interview me.
We can do that. Let's set it up.
Yeah, so we'll get that done. But anyway, I hope we answered some of the questions on how can we help financially with not just my campaign, but with anybody's campaign. How we can get this people with a vision.
Right.
um, yeah, they got a paper mill. The paper mill in Port Wentworth? No, they got the sugar refinery is the only thing in Port Wentworth. The paper mill is in Effingham, right down the street. I was in traffic hill, and most of the traffic tickets were from Port Wentworth.
Wow.
You need to go to Port Wentworth traffic court then. All the tickets are from there, and the courtroom is overpacked. You can't even get a seat in it. They give out so many tickets. I heard that we're the number one city for tickets in the state of Georgia. That stops when I'm elected.
Wow.
It stops. And not only that, and tickets are just a minor thing. We're going to make this a friendly city. We're going to build up downtown. So I don't want nobody to think that it's just about this side of town. It's about the whole Port Wentworth. We're going to build a better Port Wentworth. That's a promise. That's a promise. Does the city of Port Wentworth need that money? That's why they're giving out so many tickets. No, the city of Port Wentworth is in fine financial
Yes.
conditions. I can assure you that they're not hurting for no money. They got a positive plus every year. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. That's absolutely right. That's right. Thank you for the information. Thank you for tuning in, Joanne. But anyway, Robert, you about ready to wrap it up?
Yep. I think we did a good job. We carried it for an hour and then some.
Oh yeah, we can always carry. We got an hour or two when we go to talking and getting people to give their input. How many
True.
councilmen does it take to get an item on the agenda? In Savannah,
4.
5. In Savannah, 5. But in Port Wentworth, all the council person has to do is put it on bring it to the attention of the mayor and
Wow.
the clerk, and it'll get on there.
That's sad. Look at this
There was a
comment.
nurse who was there as she kept getting ticketed while driving to work. I felt sorry for her. That's what they do. They keep ticketing people over and over and over again. And it's not a friendly city. And you need to call, if that nurse is listening, or if you know that nurse, she needs to vote for me. Because believe me, I promise you, I'm an ex-police officer, 10 years on the Savannah Police Department. I promise you, that's not how you police. And that's not how the city of Port Wentworth is going to be policing. The chief don't see a problem with it, then the chief needs to go. If he don't see a problem with it now. All right? And that's my promise. That's one of my campaign promises. I don't break promises. I'm going to win. There ain't nothing they can do about that. Short of taking my breath.
I love it.
So we'll see. Anyway, that's the end of our show, people. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We ask that you share. And we're gonna get all Robert's gonna have topics like this every week. I know I'll be busy some weeks where he'll have to go it alone and bring on some guests. and the comments keep coming up, so I got to read them. You need to be you're gonna need to replace that ticket revenue. Oh, we're gonna John. I'm sure you'll be able to give me some great advice because that's what you do. You're a policy guy, and
Hmm.
you're a forward thinker. So I know that you'll be able to give me some advice. I need to have my advisory team that you own, and still trying to get the county commissioner's agenda regarding cancer.
Look, create you a task force.
Yeah, yeah, because they have so many task forces here
Look here,
in Savannah, so it needs to be a task force.
a
Hey,
task force.
Terrell, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Joanne. You have a good weekend too. Sherelle says he should have challenged me from the beach. I will still donate $100. Do I cash
Wow.
app you directly or ATR? Sherelle, you can. I'm gonna give out that cash app. Just keep paying attention to the shows. I haven't set the cash app up yet. You can Zelle me at campaign to elect Julius Hall PW Mayor. Campaign to elect Julius Hall PW Mayor. I think I need to put that on there. Campaign to elect Julius Hall PW Mayors through Renaissance
The,
Bank. It's through
uh,
Renaissance Bank.
are you on Act Blue or Fun Hero?
I need to get on Act Blue.
Hmm.
I'll probably set it up today, some kind of way. But um, I think I got a new campaign manager, assistant campaign manager right here with me too, Mr. Robert.
Oh Lord, look here.
I'm giving people jobs.
Look,
But
look,
Sherelle, I appreciate you. It's I need to put it up before I leave, um, because I can accept campaign donations now. Um,
oh,
I can accept campaign donations now.
look. If not, you're in your silent phase, as I tell folks. There's nothing wrong with having a silent phase.
I believe this is how she set it up at the bank. Campaign to elect Julius Hall PW Mayor is through
Hmm.
is through
Is it Zelle? I think you said Zelle.
I didn't put that
Or
in no chat.
direct to the bank.
Did I put that in the chat? Where did I put that at? Oh, okay, I put it in the
Uh,
right place. Okay, but it's through Renaissance Bank, and
okay.
that's the Zelle. That's the Zelle. I haven't set the Cash App up yet, but I can start taking it. My paperwork has been sent to the Secretary of State's office, where I can start collecting campaign funds.
All
So
right.
I appreciate anybody that wants to give, and I'll put this up. Um, you on that one?
That is weird.
You popped up on
I have
two.
two up. But anyway, we're about to log off. So that
Okay.
is interesting.
Yeah, you got two devices on.
No, I'm on the same device, but it let me log in
Oh,
again.
it let you log in twice. Okay, well,
Yeah,
see,
that's strange.
that
But
means you're
anyway,
two places at one time.
look,
Ivan Cohen said, as long as your campaign manager is not Charlie Brown, whoo, dodge the bullet. Okay. Well, we appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody who say they're going to donate, but you can certainly donate at through Zelle right now, and we're going to have it hooked up on the website. Hopefully today, she'll be here working on it. My daughter will be here working on it today, and so you'll be able to donate to the campaign so I can get a head start on whoever's going to run. It doesn't matter who's going to run. They can't beat me anyway because I'm knocking on every door and I'm seeing every person.
that's right.
I believe in personal contact. I don't believe in just putting my name on something and then not the people not knowing who I am. So I'm running a campaign where the mayor will know, where people will be able to say, the mayor knows my name. I'm going to
Hmm.
know all 10,000 people in Pope Wentworth name. And that's my promise also. You won't have to fear about riding through, driving through Pope Wentworth. And Robert, if you ready to go, or if we want to take this the other 10 minutes, is up to you.
No, no, I think we can
Because they
wrap it on
keep
up.
okay. We Okay. So, people, we appreciate you logging in. I hope y'all got my message. Y'all can share with your pastor. Tell your pastor to come
You
out
better. Pastor's
and
gonna be
do
mad.
what is required of him. Tell your pastor to come out and do what is required of him or her.
Right.
There's no time to say that you can't be in it because it's not partisan. I mean, because it's partisan. It's not partisan. Your advocacy for God's people is partisan because
That's
you're
right.
advocating on the behalf of God. So tell your
Hmm.
pastor they need to get to work. And
Immediately.
Robert and I will see y'all on Wednesday. I mean, we'll see y'all next Saturday right here. And we appreciate you tuning in. Any
All
last
right.
words?
Y'all have a great week.
Have a great week.
All right. Bye bye.